Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sidney for the home finale for the Cowgirls as they made it this deep into the postseason. Winner go home time. Here we are in Cowgirl country as they take on their rival and who they beat in the Quarter Conference Championship earlier this year, the East Mills Wolverines. And it's a good one, and as a lot of the Cowgirls have said thus far, from what I've heard throughout the day, it's the biggest game of their lives. Everybody's amped on both sides of the floor. We're ready to go. We got about 7 minutes till kickoff, and we'll get things underway. So like I said, 7 minutes. Go get some popcorn. Use the bathroom if you need to. But we got one of the best games of high school volleyball around here that you're going to see in a long, long time coming up. Stay tuned.
Just a reminder, don't see in front row. Please in or able to proceed on the menu. No seat. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Iowa Girls Union, welcome to Sidney, tonight's regional semifinal between the Eastern Wolverines and the Sidney Cowgirls. Ladies, you are halfway on the road to Iowa City. Tonight's winner will have one game to play. That will be in Atlantic on Wednesday night against the winner of Ankeny Christian and Tri-Center. Once again, the state tournament will be in Iowa City this year at the Extreme Arena. We've got a few people we'd like to recognize before we get started. Mr. Brad Clark from the Valley News is in the house. Mr. Ryan Beer from B103 up in Nebraska City broadcasting tonight. The one and only Derek Martin out of KMA Shenandoah is here tonight. And the very own live stream announcer, Kelly Rose. Tonight's officials, as provided by the Iowa Girls Union, Ms. Perry Erickson and Ms. Cindy Williams. Our line judges, Mr. Cole Ritzman and Mr. Rick Pace. Just a reminder, at the conclusion of the game, please do not rush the floor. That is permitted by the Iowa Girls Union. For player safety, also remember no seating in the front row for player safety. And now, let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the Wolverines, a 5'7" senior, number 2, Maya Urban. A 5'9" senior, number 3, Emily Williams. A 5'6" junior, number 5, Mia Goodman. A 5'7" junior, number 9, Riley Bradigan. A 5'10" sophomore, number 14, Evelyn Stokes. A 6'1" senior, number 18, Jamie Davis. And a 5'6" senior, number 20, Aspen Ross. Wolverines are coached by Tommy Miner, assisted by Christina Hilton. And now, here's your lineup for the Cowgirls, a 5'8" junior, number 2, Fallon Sheldon. A 5'7" senior, number 7, Monica Hayes. A 5'11" senior, number 9, Peyton Payne. A 5'6" senior, number 10, Avery Dowling. A 5'5" junior, number 14, E. Ruffball. A 5'3" senior, number 27, Carly Graham. And a 5'3" senior, number 20, Emily. The Cowgirls are coached by Amy McClintock and assisted by Ashley Smith. At this time, we please remain standing as our national anthem will be sung by our Sidney High School students, volleyball team +1.
And with that being said, here we are, folks, for the final time in Sidney. And my final call on a volleyball game. Sidney, East Mills. It's going to be a good one, folks. I can assure you that. I think the tempo is going to be set, or the momentum of the game and everything is going to be dependent on this first set. In the Corner Conference Championship, which is the last time these two faced off, and went to 5 sets with Sidney winning that 5th set in a 15-13 thriller. Nerves are running through the veins of all 14 players out there on the court and everyone on the bench, and probably the coaches too. It's going to be a good matchup. From my non-biased aspect, I have no clue how this game's going to go, but it's going to be a game of runs, and we're going to see who can get out to a hot start first. East Mills will have the serve. This is the game to go to Atlantic, which will be held this Wednesday, and they will play the winner of the Tri-Center Ankeny Christian game. And like I've already said, both girls or all the girls for Sidney and East Mills are aware that this is, if not the biggest, one of the biggest games of their lives coming forth. A lot of seniors out here on both sides of the court. For Sidney, you got a bunch of seniors out there, all but one, except for number 14, Eve Brumbaugh. Your starting lineup for your Cowgirls consists of the setter, Avery Dowling, the main hitter here for the Cowgirls, and who's going to get a lot of the kills tonight, number 9, Kaden Payne, libero, number 20, Emily Hutt, defensive specialist, number 27, Carly Graham. On the outside is number 9, Annika Hayes, and like I said, Eve Brumbaugh is the standalone junior. Here's the serve from Maya Urban, and that's Graham, Dowling, Payne to start things off right. Not yet. East Mills gets that one back over. Payne's going to get another crack at it. Goes back to libero Kraus. Urban's just going to set it up and over, and it's out. And Sidney's fired up. It's 1-0 here. Urban on the second hit. I don't know if she meant to do that or not. Laid it up and over, and it was just out. So here's the serve by Brumbaugh. And it's going to graze that hoop that is propped up. And the Wolverines are not going to be able to return it. We got an ace already. So 2-0 now. And here's Brumbaugh on the serve once again. The 2-0 serve is up and over, back to libero. Urban's going to set on the outside to Goodman, who's going to lay it up and over, but Brumbaugh's there. Dowling sets Payne down for the carry. Kevin Payne! 3-0 Cowgirls! And the atmosphere here is just beyond wild for a high school game. I believe Payne's got 2,000 kills now, or maybe that was Dowling's 2,000 assists. I could be wrong there. Brumbaugh serves up and over once again. Just having to get it over is the outside hitter, Goodman. Dowling's going to set. Oh, she tries to catch the defense off guard. It goes in the net, though. Dowling pretty good at that. But East Mills catches a big-time break because all the momentum in the world was on Sidney's side there. So it's 3-1, and we got a serve here now from East Mills. Serve is up and over. Goes back to Brumbaugh. Payne. Hayes from the outside looking to get a kill, and she's got it! Annika Hayes with the kill. Sidney fires right back 4-1. Graham, the defense specialist, checks out, and a sophomore, Addie Haining, checks in there. The setter, Dowling, is back on the serve, and it's up and over. Setting it is Urban over to Williams, and it goes right through Dowling's fingers, and a diving effort by Hutt is not going to be enough, and East Mills gets the point there. It's 4-2 now. So East Mills looking to just level this thing back out and get back to 0-0. On the serve, here's number 4, Kobe Viner. It goes up and over back to libero Hutt. Dowling's going to bump it over to Brumbaugh from the back row. And I think the adrenaline got to her there. Hits it too strong. It's going to be out 4-3 now. We're 1 point away from being tied. And like I said, a little sloppy from both sides here, but as expected, due to the implications of losing and winning this game, as that is going to be out. And so now your score is 5-3. And from the outside there is Davis. Dowling sets over to Hayes, who's just going to push it back up and over. And there's Williams on the attack, lays it up and over. It isn't the hit that she wanted, but it's going to fall down. So it is 5-4 now. Dowling sets to give the Cowgirls a 2-point lead. Haining does not have it. Urban over there with aggression, but nice job by Dowling to keep it up. Haining's going to push it up and over. That's Urban. Setting it there to Williams. Haining. Over there is Hayes just having to push it over. Goodman, Davis, and Williams once again. Good dig there by Brumbaugh. Dowling sets Hayes. Hits it too far. It's out. We got a tie game, folks. It's 5-5 now. Here's a serve by the lefty, Goodman. Dowling sets from the outside is Hayes to get redemption. Not this time, Goodman's right there. Setting it now to Williams with aggression. Boom shakalaka. And East Mills has got their first lead of the night. It's 6-5. They lead. And that's the one thing that the Cowgirls don't want is Williams to be able to get that set right in the spot that she wants it. She's their best hitter. As here's a serve from Goodman once again. Brumbaugh, Dowling sets. Haining on the attack. It's blocked. Haining's going to try again. Quick reflexes there from Williams. Davis hits it off with the fingertips of the front row, and it's down for the kill. And East Mills has now got a 2-point lead. 5-7. Sidney trails. And so here is the serve from Goodman. It's up and over to Brumbaugh. Dowling sets to stop the run is Sheldon. Doesn't got it this time. A good diving effort by Goodman. From the back row is the libero Kraus. But the libero Hutt is there. Dowling pushes it back. But East Mills is on it, and Urban's going to be able to get it over. There's Brumbaugh. Dowling's going to have a set right there for Hayes. She's going to push it over cross court. Williams is not able to keep it up, and Sidney stops the little run East Mills was going on there. And it is 6-7 now. So as I think everybody watching anticipated, it's going to be a close contest throughout the game. I don't think this is just going to be a one-set early on thing here, as Foster is back to serve. And the 6-7 serve there by the senior is up and over. Urban back sets to Williams. And that's just a tomahawk down, and there's nothing that Sidney can do there. And it's 6-8 now, they trail. And so on the serve is going to be Williams. It goes up and over. That is Dowling having to set there to Sheldon, the middle hitter, but she has to back up to get it over. Brodigan from the outside. Hutt's right there. Brumbaugh got the kill. Eve Brumbaugh, and it's 7-8 now. So the key for both these teams is just not letting the other team get out to a big run, because that's when it goes haywire. Because eventually you're going to be able to keep going back and forth with each other. But those 3 to 4 point runs that you see teams go on here might be the deciding factor in the set, and not just the set, but the game entirely, as Brodigan botches the pushover there, and it's 8-8 now. So the senior number 27, Graham, is going to be back on the serve. Looking to get it up and over, and she does. That's back to Goodman, but it's going to go over in one, not the way she anticipated it to be. And Brumbaugh looking to get it down for a kill. Brodigan's there. Davis slaps it over. Dowling sets from the middle. Sheldon, and it's right back to Kraus. Urban gets it over, and East Mills was in the net. Brumbaugh did get it over. It was a good effort. But either way, Sidney grabs the point away, and they got the lead back, 9-8. And on the serve is Graham once again. Goes back to Goodman. Williams is there. And Brodigan. Dowling's going to set this time to Brumbaugh from the outside, who just got the point. She's got another. Eve Brumbaugh, 10-8. And there's Graham once again on the serve. Goes back to Goodman. Urban will set. Brodigan to stop the run, and it's too far. It's out, and Sidney has got a 3-point lead once again. It is 11-8 now. So now we see Graham once again on the serve. A 4-point run the Cowgirls are going on. Looking to make it 5. Urban's going to set over to Davis. She hits it in the net, back on herself, and Sidney is out to their largest lead thus far in this game, 12-8. And we got a timeout, East Mills. Sidney with some momentum right now, looking to continue it. That's why we saw that timeout. We'll see if East Mills can rally behind their coach in here and get this thing back to level. Will they do such? Only time will tell. We got 40 seconds until we get this thing back underway. Don't go anywhere. And we welcome you back here. If you're just tuning in, my name's Kellen Rose, commentating tonight's regional final between the East Mills Wolverines and the Sidney Cowgirls. Jamie Davis, who just had the error there, comes back out of the timeout and puts this thing back to a 3-point deficit, gets the kill, and it's 12-9. East Mills taking the timeout there. Sidney got out to their largest lead of the game so far, 12-8 that being. And on the serve is going to be the libero, number 20, Kraus. Her serve is up and over, goes back to Foster. Dowling's going to set to Brumbaugh to get the point back. Not this time. Urban's going to set over there to number 14. That is Evelyn Stokes, and she puts it cross court. Outside hitter on the other side for Sidney was not ready. And East Mills has now cut it to 2. Here's the senior serve. Goodman and Urban. Foster. Dowling will try over to Brumbaugh, and it's too short. And East Mills now is one serve away from tying this thing up. 12-11. So Sidney was able to go on that 5-point run. East Mills has almost leveled it back to even. We'll see if they can do such off this serve. There's Foster. Dowling sets to Brumbaugh. Just had the kill there. It goes back to Williams. Aspen over to Brodigan. She's going to try, blocked by Sheldon. And Sidney gets the point. It's 13-11 now. Sidney a big-time break there. Boosts his margin back to 2. And back to serve is number 2. Junior Fallon Sheldon. It's back in over. It goes back to Goodman. Urban is going to set over to Stokes. And I believe a lift is called there. And it is 14-11 now. So Sheldon on the serve once again. Urban's going to catch the defense off guard, but Payne is there, and Dowling will just have to get it over. Urban takes an attack there at the middle. Payne's going to come back at him and finds a soft spot off of the hit from the front row of East Mills there. Went off their fingertips, fell down in the soft spot for Sidney, and they're back out to that 4 or 5 point margin that they've been holding on to thus far. Sheldon, serve is up and over, goes back to Goodman. Urban sets to Stokes. And it was hit with aggression, but too much. As it is out, and it is 16-11 now. Sidney back out to that 5-point lead. On the serve is Sheldon. Once again, serve is up and not over. It goes in the net. Short-armed it there, and it is 16-12 now. And on the serve there is Urban. Just having to get it over is Payne. She goes over to Brodigan. That is Williams setting over to Brodigan. She's going to put it back over. Foster. Dowling. Payne. It's got the kill as it goes off the fingertips of the front row. I believe it's number 9, Riley Brodigan there. And it is back out to 17-12. 5-point margin. On the serve is the junior, number 14, Eve Brumbaugh. It goes up and over. Urban from the back row is libero Kraus. And a good diving effort there from Hayes. But it comes off her arm the wrong way, backwards, not where Sidney wants it to be. And East Mills catches a break. It's 17-13 now. So just when Sidney is trying to give East Mills that knockout punch in the set. They get that must-needed point to stop the momentum. And the other times it's happened thus far in the set, East Mills has been able to come back and almost put it to even. Will they do such? Here is the attempted kill there from Stokes, and it's going to be a kill error. And the student section lets East Mills know there is a net there, and it's 18-13. Haining checks in for Graham. Dowling, the setter, is the server. She's accompanied by Hutt, Brumbaugh, Hayes, Payne, and Haining. And there's Williams over to Brumbaugh. Dowling sets. Hayes going to try, and she would have had the kill if Urban was not there. And Stokes is going to put it down, and it's in. That was a close call. So a close call there proves to be in East Mills' favor, and it's 18-14 now. On the serve is Viner. It goes up and over. Brumbaugh. Don's going to set over to Haining, and she almost has the kill, but going into the student section is Urban. She's able to keep it alive so East Mills can get it over. Haining on the try. Urban's going to set now to the outside of Williams. Tries to lay it up and over. Dowling's there. Hayes has got the kill. Annika Hayes had a little bit of a good rally going on there, but Sidney comes out on top and puts that lead back to 5, 19-14. Back to serve is the libero, number 20, Hutt. Hutt on the year with a 95.2 serve efficiency rating. Count that one, a successful 2. It's set to Williams, and it goes right to Brumbaugh, and there's not much you can do there but laugh that one off. Just how East Mills drew it up there. And it is 19-15. On the serve is Goodman. It goes up and over back to Brumbaugh. Dowling sets to Hayes. And Goodman is there. She's just going to put it over to Williams. Dowling now to Brumbaugh. Urban sets over to Davis. Sheldon. Dowling over to Hayes for another kill. Not this time. Urban's going to cross set there to Williams. And she's got back-to-back kills. Down with aggression, Emily Williams. And it's 19-60 now. And just when Sidney thought they had him done for, East Mills creeping back. The lead is up to, or down to 3 now. As there's a Goodman serve. Over on the outside to Haining it is. And a nice play there from East Mills to get it back over very quickly. Back setting there to Haining, and it's blocked. The front row there of number 3, Emily Williams, and number 18, Jamie Davis. Gets the Wolverines another big-time point, and this lead is down to 2. (19-12) serve there from Goodman is up and over. Dowling sets to stop the run is Sheldon. It's blocked once again. Haining's going to try, and it's not blocked that time in the East Mills' favor, and it's 20-17. So the front row from East Mills is doing a really good job right now. But that time it just wasn't good enough. Sidney gets the point. Foster's back on the serve. Hayes checks out. And Sidney's 5 points away from taking set 1. And that one's blocked. Here's Dowling. She's going to set to Brumbaugh. Goes off the front row, gives them time to recuperate and get it over. They do such. Dowling, Sheldon again lays it up and over that front row. And Brumbaugh hits it right in the net. Had Urban was waiting there for her, but it's going to go in the net on Sidney's side, and this lead is back down to 2, 20-18. Back on the serve is Williams. Brumbaugh from the outside, won't get to go this time. And it's going to be set to Brodigan, lays it up and over. Dowling's there. Hutt calls her off to get it. Brumbaugh's going to push it up and over. It would have been out, but I think Goodman didn't realize that. As Davis, painting the corner there, puts it down for that must-needed kill. This thing is now one serve away from being tied, 20-19. On the serve is Williams. Once again, it goes up and over to Haining. Dowling's coming over to set it. She's going to set it to Sheldon. East Mills there. Davis again. She's blocked that time. She goes right back at it and puts it down for the kill. And we are tied, folks. 20-20. We got a timeout here by Coach McClintock, and we are 0-0 right now, just like we started. Back and forth we go. Sidney got out to a 5-point run. East Mills has cut it back to level playing field. 5 points stand between each of these teams and taking set one of the regional final. We've got about 40 seconds until we'll be back. Stay tuned. And we are back here. 20-20 is your score. The serve is by Williams. East Mills went on a 5-point run to tie this thing up. Sidney coming out of timeout, looking to take the lead back. Urban's going to set it to Brodigan. It's blocked, and that's a big-time point from Sidney. 21-20. And that timeout from Coach McClintock proved to work in Sidney's favor as they come out of the gate strong, getting the point back. And it's 21-20 now, and the serve is going to be dependent on number 27, Carly Graham. Her serve is up and over. Goes back to Goodman, Williams, and Brodigan. So there's Brumbaugh. Dowling sets Sheldon. Everyone's going to set this time to Williams. And a good save there from Foster. Barely got that one over, and Sidney's going to get the point. So an unfortunate error there on behalf of East Mills. Boosts his Cowgirl lead back to 2, and Graham's going to have to serve once again. Serve goes back, and it's going to be an error there on behalf of East Mills' part once again. The front row was there, and we got another timeout, this time from East Mills. Coach Viner is going to have a talk with her girls as Sidney is only 2 points away from taking set one. Will they do such? Only time will tell. We'll be back in about 50 seconds. And here we are. Coming out of timeout. Gray missed the serve. It goes back to Goodman. And it's going to be set to Davis. It's going to be blocked, but Kraus is over there. Broding's going to be the one to get it over. Dowling is going to set to Sheldon for the 4-point lead. It's blocked, but it's barely down. And so that was a good bounce of the ball there on behalf of East Mills. Keeps this thing within arm's reach, and it's 23-21, and East Mills has the serve. Kraus is the one on it. That's Graham. Dowling's going to back set to Sheldon, lays it up and over. And Stokes is going to put it over to Brodigan. Back to the defensive specialist, Graham. And Dowling catches the defense off guard. Oh no, East Mills was not ready for that one. And it's 24-21. And Sidney is a Fallon Sheldon serve away from taking set one in the regional final. Here it is from Sheldon, goes back to Goodman. Urban's going to set it over to Williams. Dowling sets to Payne for set one. She's got it! Caden Payne gives the Cowgirls set one, and a valiant effort there on behalf of East Mills. This thing's nowhere near from over, folks. But Sidney takes set one in a 25-21 thriller, and we've still got much more ball to play. East Mills just got behind it too many times and was able to come back in most of them, but on that final stretch, Sidney was able to push away. It was 20-20, and Sidney went on a 5-1 run to close things out, and they take set one here in the regional final. On behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union reminds you to practice good sportsmanship at all times. Support your athlete and team and positively and enjoy the game. With that being said, folks, we've got a little bit of an intermission here as the coaches talk things over and we get a little break. We've got about 2.5 minutes until we'll get set 2 underway. We'll see you soon. And so we are back in set 2. Sidney took set 1, 25-21. Coming out of the serve is Fallon Sheldon. East Mills is somehow able to get it over. And it's set to Payne and down for a kill. And Sidney starts off set 2 just how they did set 1. And your score is 1-0 now in Sidney's favor. So here's Sheldon's serve. It goes up and over. Urban is going to set to Brodigan. And Dowling's going to set this time. Fakes out to Payne. It goes to Brumbaugh, and she proves that she was the one who deserved it there. And it's 2-0 now. Sidney leads. Serve is up and over. Urban's going to set to Goodman, and she just misses the ball there. And East Mills, unfortunately, out to a slow start just like in set 1. Sidney leads 3-0. The junior Sheldon will be the one to serve. And it goes up and over to the back row of Williams. Urban's going to set there to Stokes, and she puts it down with aggression and gives East Mills their first point of set 2. Substitutions on both sides of the ball. Sheldon checks out. Hayes checks in on Sidney's side. And Brodigan checks out, and Palmer checks in to serve. Hayes is over there. The front row of East Mills. Stokes has got back-to-back kills, and it's 3-2 now. So Stokes early on putting the team on her back and giving them life. And making sure this thing does not get out to a bigger lead than what they would like. 3-2. There's the serve. It goes up and over to the defensive specialist, Graham. Dowling sets Payne. Goodman's there, though. Hayes. She's going to try Brumbaugh this time. Already has a kill in the set. Looking for another. Won't have it. From the front row is Stokes. Brumbaugh. Dowling to Payne. And it's blocked. Graham's right there, though. Dowling's going to push it back. Goodman's going to set. And Williams puts it past Graham there in a point where she's not able to get it. And it is 3-3 now. We're all tied once again. So 3 consecutive points on behalf of Sidney to start out set 2. East Mills gets those 3 right back, and we are tied. Here's the serve. It goes up and over. That's Brumbaugh. Dowling's going to set to Brumbaugh. Gets first and third touches. Doesn't have the kill, almost, though. And Williams meets Payne and Dowling at the rim and puts it down. It's 4-3. East Mills leads now. And so here's the serve once again. Dowling from the back row is Hayes. And Urban's right there. It takes a bounce off the ceiling, but Goodman, good hand-eye coordination to keep it up. Dowling's going to back set to Payne, lays it up and over. Urban's going to set now to Stokes, pushes it back. Hayes is there. Dowling sets. Brumbaugh to even things out. She does. Eve Brumbaugh ties the game up with her second kill of the set, and it is 4-4 now. And Brumbaugh, the one who just got the kill, is on the serve. It's going to be set over to Williams, and it got pushed behind her to a point where she just had to recover quickly to get it up and over, and she was not able to do such, and it's 5-4. Sidney takes the lead back. Brumbaugh's serve looked like it was going to be out. I think Kraus let it go intentionally, but it goes past her and paints the white line. 6-4 now. Going to be set this time to Stokes, but nice shot there by Hutt to keep it alive. It's blocked. Hayes is going to have to get up quickly. Dowling pushes it over. It's going to be set from Urban over to Williams, and she's got it down for another kill. Emily Williams. And Sidney on the front row just has to get some hands up there to stop the momentum of that ball. That thing is humming in there, and it puts this East Mills deficit down to 1. And number 1, Jenna Thornburg's going to be the one on the serve there. A lot of ones in that sentence. Dowling sets over to Hayes, and she's got a kill and an answer. So Williams puts it down with aggression, and Hayes says 2 can play at that game and boosts his Cowgirl lead back out to 2. On the serve is going to be the setter Dowling. She's accompanied by libero Hutt. Outside hitter Brumbaugh. Haining, Hayes, and Payne in the front row for Sidney. Urban over to the back row of Kraus, the libero. Spikes it over, almost got it down for a kill. Hayes going to try once again. Doesn't jump on it. And from the back row this time is Palmer, but a nice shot by Brumbaugh to keep it alive. And Thornburg pushed it out, but I think Payne was in the net. Therefore, Sidney is not going to be awarded the point. East Mills takes that one, 7-6. Lefty Goodman is the one to serve. Dowling sets to Hayes. Back to libero Kraus. Urban sets to Thornburg. Goes out the front row. And a good effort there from Sidney, but the easiest part of that was the third hit, and I'm pretty sure 2 of the Cowgirls hit it at once. And so we're tied. Serves from Goodman. Dowling's back sets to Payne. Goes cross court and puts it right on the line. Can't get much better than that. That's impossible to defend. And Sidney now leads by 1, 8-7. On the serve is going to be Hutt. Goes up and over, back to Goodman. It's going to be set to Williams. And somehow the Cowgirls keep it alive. Dowling was right there. Williams goes again, and that's just not going to happen twice in a row. Goes from the far side of your screen to the bottom side. Doesn't get the kill the first time, so he's supposed to say, well, we'll try again. She gets it that time. It's 8-8. And Williams will be the one on the serve. Goes up and over. Dowling sets. Sheldon. And she's got the kill, and the ball almost gets stuck up there. And I think the refs aren't going to call that dead. So this thing's staying alive. I've never seen that. It's blocked 2 times in a row. And if Sidney doesn't get this point, Coach McClintock's not going to be very happy. She thought it should have been blown dead. Thornburg blocks it. Somehow Goodman gets it over. And this might be the wildest rally I've ever seen in volleyball. Dowling's going to set over to Haining. It hits the net. East Mills is there, though. Brodigan, Hutt, Dowling, and Hayes. And she's got the kill. So that's a big-time point there. We were tied, folks. And the ball went all the way up there in the pipeline. I'm not sure if you guys could have seen it on your screen, but it was hanging up there on the white, the big, long white tube. If any of you watching ever been in the gym, above the basketball hoop, and it just hung up there for a little and then fell down. And East Mills kept playing it. As Thornburg gets the kill off of the front row from Sidney. But East Mills just kept playing it, and there was no whistle blown, so why not? And then they kept going back and forth. Goodman somehow got it over another time, but Sidney ended up coming up with that point. But nonetheless, East Mills gets the point right back. We're tied. Sheldon lays it up and over. A diving effort from Williams is going to keep it alive. Kraus goes over to Urban, and that's Hutt. Dowling sets over to Haining. Oh, and it's going to ride the net with some spin on it and fall on Sidney's side. So East Mills leads now 10-9 in set 2. Kraus gets it up and over. Dowling is going to set over to Brumbaugh. It was blocked, but East Mills thought it wasn't blocked. They thought it was blocked by the net. Stokes comes over. It's going to be set to Haining, and they are not able to keep it up, and Sidney gets the point. So the frustration there from the East Mills bench and the fans were that they believed that when Brumbaugh hit it into the net, that it did not hit any of the East Mills front row's hands there, and it just hit the net and bounced back on him, which if that was the case, Sidney should not have gotten the point. It's going to go right through Foster and hit her right in the neck. She's not able to keep it up, and Sidney is back down by 1. Back on the service, the setter Urban. It goes up and over back to Foster. Dowling sets, and Sheldon goes over to Goodman. Urban's going to set from the outside to Brode again. Dowling, the setter there, is at the net to meet her, though. And Foster, Dowling. Brumbaugh pushes it back, and it's going to be out. So if that could have found the white line, would have gave Sidney the point and tied it back up. But instead, East Mills leads by 2 now. There's Urban, gets it over to Graham. Dowling lays it up and over. Urban's going to back set to Goodman, and she hits it with aggression, and East Mills has now got a 3-point lead. Jacobs is going to check in for Foster. And I think if Sidney doesn't get a point here, we're going to see a timeout by Coach McClintock. On the serve is Urban. It goes up and over to Graham. Dowling sets Sheldon, and it's blocked, but it's not enough. So Sidney gets the break there, stops the little run that East Mills was going on, and it's 11-3 now. So that one goes in the net. East Mills gets the point. 14-11 is your score. And here's Palmer on the serve. It goes up and over. Jacobs, Dowling, Payne slaps it on over. Urban's going to set to the middle of Stokes. Pushes it over. Dowling sets Payne for the kill. Cut it to 2, and she's got it. And we've seen that multiple times from Payne tonight now. And it's 12-14 now. On the serve is Brumbaugh. It's now going to be set to Williams, and she's got the kill and an answer for East Mills. Keeps that margin of the lead 2-3, and it's 12-15. Back on the serve is going to be Jenna Thornburg. And the 5'3" junior puts it up and over to Brumbaugh. Dowling's going to set there to Payne. Lays it up and over back to Urban. Goodman with a diving effort. Isn't able to get it over. Thornburg was over there too. But Sidney gets the point. 13-15, back down to 2. So there's Dowling. She's on the serve. It goes back to Kraus. Urban and Williams lays it up and over. It's out. Dowling had on the call there to get it out, and it is 14-15. Dowling lays it up and over. Urban back sets to Goodman, and it's going to hit the net. Sidney did not touch it, and it's tied now, 15-15. So once again, if you thought this game wasn't going to be tied again, you just haven't been watching, as Dowling's able to return that aggressive spike from Williams somehow. Goodman's going to try. It's blocked. It's going to be pushed back. Hayes sets. Dowling pushes it over this time. Sidney having to play some tough defense right now. They're doing such, though. Dowling's going to set to Payne to give him the lead. Not yet. Goodman sets. Take back the lead is Williams, and it's blocked. Falls right down there in front of Hayning and Payne. And it is 16-15 now as East Mills leads by 1. On the serve is Goodman. It goes back to Hayes in the front row. Dowling's going to set to Hayes once again. She puts it over. Krause and Goodman both there on the miscommunication, but they're able to get it over. Dowling's going to set Hayes to tie it up. And it's off the fingertips of the front row. It would have been out, but that explains why it was out, and it's 16-16. Serve is from Hutt. Williams is going to hit it too strong, and Sidney catches a break because there was no way that they were going to be able to recover and keep that thing up. But it went just a little too far on the bottom of your screen there, and it's 17-16 now. Sheldon's going to push it back. Goodman's there. Urban's going to set over to Williams. It's blocked by Sheldon. Urban's going to try. Back there's Libero Hutt. Dowling sets to give him a 2-point lead is Hayning. And she hits it out. For some reason, I thought it was hit off of the fingertips of the front row, but it wasn't. But it was out, so it's 17-17 now. Serves up and over. Dowling is now going to set to Brumbaugh. Goes back to Goodman. Urban will set to Davis in the middle, and it is down for the kill, so East Mills regains the lead. In the clash of two Titans around here, got a pretty good game going on. Sidney, if you're just tuning in, took set 1 25-21, and they're looking to even things back out. East Mills is. It's going to be a cross set there to Hayning, and it takes the bad bounce off of the front row in a point where Brodigan cannot get to it in time, and it's 18-all. On the serve is Foster. Foster, 92.5 serve efficiency rating. Add that one onto it. It's going to be just tapped on over by Brumbaugh, but East Mills keeps it up. Dowling back sets to Hayning. And Urban's going to set this time to Davis, and it goes right down on the front row. East Mills takes the point back. Commentary I'm providing you right now is pretty predictable because we just keep going. East Mills gets a point. Now Sidney gets a point. Then East Mills gets a point. It's definitely exciting, though. Blocked there by the front row. East Mills gets it right back over very quickly. Brumbaugh to tie it up. And she does. Eve Brumbaugh with the kill, 19-19. Held my breath there because, as we saw earlier, play's never over. Miraculous things can happen, but it's 19-all. Graham's on the serve. Graham's got 33 ace in tonight. She's not going to have another on that one, though. And Stokes is going to hit it right to Sheldon. She blocks it. So that one had some steam on it. If Sheldon was not there, I'm not sure if Sidney would have been able to keep it up. We've got a timeout by East Mills. It's 20-19. If East Mills comes out here and gets a point, we're going to be in the exact score that we were in the first set at 20-20. And that's obviously what they're hoping to do. Calling a timeout to recoup and recover. Will they do such? Only time will tell. We got about 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. On the serve is going to be Graham as we come out of timeout. 2019. And if you're just listening to me, we are not going to be the way we were in set one, which that score was 2020. It's 21-19. And this is big right here. East Mills needs to get it together because if Sidney goes up 2-0, it's going to be tough for East Mills to come back. Definitely not out of the equation to do such, but it would obviously help to even the sets up. Dowling sets. Brumbaugh lays it up and over, but it's blocked. Right there is Urban. Goes right to Hutt. Dowling sets to Brumbaugh, who's going to hit it right into the front row. Sheldon's not able to keep it up. And it's 21-20. Big point there for East Mills. East Mills gets the point again. So not much needed to be said. We already know what's going to happen. If you thought Sidney was going to put him away like that, you would be mistaken. East Mills ties it up 21-21. Dowling catches the defense off guard, but it's not going to be enough to put it down for a kill. Brodigan puts it over. Dowling over to Brumbaugh to get the Cowgirls the lead. Kraus is there. Urban sets it over to Brodigan and right to Graham. Nice job by there by Graham to keep it alive. Urban's going to set. She's going to try. Stokes this time, and it's out. So Sidney gets a break. 22-21. Brodigan had a really nice hit, but Graham was just right there, and that's why she's called a defensive specialist. Playing good defense, and Sheldon's serve is going to go out, unfortunately. That's just a killer there for Sidney to give him a free one back like that. But for East Mills, that's the biggest break he could have got. 22-22. Ball is in their court. To serve is Palmer. It goes up and over to Foster. Dowling sets the pain to give the Cowgirls the lead again. And it was dug up there by Kraus, but not before a violation is called. And it's 23-22 now. So we're in a nail biter right now, and Sidney has the serve. It goes up and over. That is over to Brodigan. Dowling sets to give them the 2-point lead is Hayes, and it's touched by Kraus. I think that might have been out. But Sidney gets the kill via Annika Hayes, and there an Eve Brumbaugh serve away from taking set two. But East Mills is going to call a timeout. Things are shaping up really nicely here for Sidney in set two. On behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union is proud to champion the Iowa Girl. Thank you for joining us to support young women in athletics and ensuring that they continue to walk down every main street in every town with their head held just as high as every boy. This live stream is brought to you on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. And we're thankful to be able to present this live stream to you, so you folks who didn't attend the game can watch at home. And if you're not watching, you're missing out because this is a nail biter. 24-22 in set two. Not much different from how it was in set one. Here's Brumbaugh on the serve. The slow claps have begun. Urban's going to set it over to Williams to keep it alive. Not this time. Payne over to Graham. She comes up, pushes it over. That's Kraus. Urban. Stokes, it's blocked. But it's going to fall on East Mills' side. That was so close to hitting the line, folks. 24-23 is your score. That hit the line. Sidney would have got the point. But it's 24-23 now. Up and over it is by Thornburg. Dowling sets Payne for set two. She's got it, Kaden Payne. Big-time players make big-time plays. And that's exactly what she does. Sidney, with possibly the biggest kill of Payne's life, boosts the Cowgirls set lead to 2-0. And East Mills has got a long way to go to get back to where we started at even. East Mills has got to win 3 straight sets. They're definitely not going to go down without a fight. Sidney's going to look to put them away in the sweep. We've got about 2.5 minutes until we get set 3 action underway. Sidney leads 2-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've still got great volleyball to go. welcome you back to Sidney for tonight's girls regional volleyball matchup between the Sidney Cowgirls and the East Mills Wolverines. If you're just tuning in, I'm Kellen Rose, commentating tonight's game on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We are presenting you the regional final of your area as Payne gets the kill there to start things off. And it's 1-0 Sidney. Payne, fun fact here, has gotten the kill in each of the 3 sets here for Sidney thus far and has the first point in every set. On the serve is Brumbaugh. As I said, if you're just tuning in, Sidney leads this thing 2-0. As we are in set 3, East Mills comes back with an answer of their own. It's 1-1 now. But even though the sets are 2-0, that doesn't just describe how close these games have been. Either of them could have gone either way. We could be 2-0 East Mills right now, very possibly, or we could be 1-1, as Sidney took set 1 25-21, and they took set 2 25-22. So when your combined margin of victory there in the first 2 sets is under 10, that means there's close games going on. As Hayes hits that one in the net, it's not blocked, so Graham cannot return it. East Mills gets the point, goes out to a 2-1 lead. Back on the serve is going to be Palmer there. She's back on the serve, and it is out. So Sidney catches a break, puts it back to 2-2. As I've already said, tonight's winner will face the winner of the 34-3 Ankeny Christian, and 23-13 on the year is Tri-Center. That game's being played at the same time this one is. The winner of that will go to Atlantic this Wednesday, along with the winner of this game. Here's Haining. Over to Hayes. And it's going to be back set there to Goodman. On the dig is Hutt to keep it alive, and Hayes pushes it over. It's going to be set this time to Williams. Hits it with her left hand, but not before Sidney gets the point upon the violation. 3-2. I'm not exactly sure what the call was there, but Sidney does get the point. It's 3-2. On the serve is number 10, Dowling. Dowling on the year, the setter for the Cowgirls. She's got 828 assists on the year as East Mills gets the point right back. Back and forth we go. 3-3. Substitutions here for East Mills. Back on the serve is going to be number 4, Kobe Viner. Viner on the year has got 40 aces upon 336 attempts. That one's a successful serve. But Hayes is going to put it down right back at Viner, and it's going to be a kill. Sidney, 4-3. So Hayes has been a little shaky down the stretch here for Sidney. It looks like she's found her groove back. And Sidney was playing a little concerning volleyball not 1 or 2 weeks ago, as East Mills is not going to be able to get it over there, 5-3. But as I was saying, Sidney not playing their best volleyball when they wanted to. But that statement has to be retracted from the girls there, because Sidney is playing just as good as I've ever seen them play. Because East Mills is obviously no slouch, and we all knew that this was going to be a close game. But Sidney has been able to fight tooth and nail to get these 4-point leads, 5-point leads, 3-point leads, and those leads have turned into 4-point wins and 5-point wins and 3-point wins. So every point matters is, I guess, the point I'm trying to get across. As we see right now, Sidney's going to get out to a 4-point lead here. I wouldn't expect this lead to get out to a much wider margin. So we've seen this a lot tonight. East Mills have been able to bounce back. Williams there, and as I just said it, Sidney cuts it, or East Mills, cuts it to 3 off of the Williams kill, assist, Urban. And it's 7-4 now. And there's the serve. It goes over to Brumbaugh. Dowling sets. And I believe might have been in the net there. I could be wrong, but it's 7-5. So it is 7-6 now. Sorry for the little technical difficulties there. I thought my mic just went out on me. It's going to be pretty upset there. I'm enjoying my time up here. There's a serve from Goodman. It goes over to Hayes. And Brumbaugh gets it over. It's going to be set this time over to Williams, and she puts it down for the kill, and we're tied 7-7. It's 7-7. And I wasn't trying to jinx Sidney there. I was just calling it like I see it. Sidney was up 7-3. And not trying to toot my own horn here, but East Mills has came back and made it a tie game. Set over to Hayes. She puts it cross court and puts it down with precision. The little finesse there gives Sidney the lead once again. Hayes will check out on the serve. It's going to be number 23, Mia Foster. And here's the serve there from 2-3. She gets it up and over. Urban from the back row there is Palmer. Dowling's going to set to Haining, but not before she was in the net. 8-8. So here's the serve from Williams. 8-8, we are tied. Dowling sets to Sheldon, and Kraus is not able to keep it up. Goes behind her, and it is 9-8 now. So they get the point there off of the ace from Carly Graham. Sidney gets the point, boosts his lead to 2, and it is 10-8 now. Dowling's able to somehow keep it alive. It falls down for the kill. No shot. Unfortunate turn of events there from East Mills, as Dowling just had to forearm it on over, and East Mills miscommunication upon the two. Falls down right between them, and they just watch it. But I guess Sidney got a free one there, so it's only right that Sidney gives it back. 11-9 now is your score. As Brumbaugh there is going to hit it too far out, and it's going to be out. 11-10 now. Dowling sets to Sheldon, and it's going to be set over to Brodigan this time. Here is Graham. Dowling tries to catch the defense off guard, but Williams is ready. It's going to be set over to Brodigan. Blocked by Sheldon and down. 12-10 is your score now. Kraus going to come from the back row. That is Dowling, sets the Payne, rev the engine and fire. Caden Payne, boom shakalaka, gives the Cowgirls a 3-point lead, and your score is 13-10 now. Serve is up and over. It's going to be back set there to Stokes, who puts that one on a rope, but unfortunately it's going to be blocked by the front row of Brumbaugh and Payne. And it goes right over to Urban, who's not able to keep it up. So it's 14-10. Sidney back out to the 4-point margin in set 3. Looking to complete the sweep and move on to the regional championship. Will they do such? Only time will tell. Got another little timeout here. Don't go anywhere. And we welcome you back here. 14-10 is your score in set 3. Sheldon serve is up and over. It's going to be set there to Stokes. And it's going to be out. And what would have been a big momentum stopper from East Mills turns into a big momentum boost for Sidney and gives them a 15-10 lead. And they lead by 5 points. If Sidney can get a point here, it'll be the largest margin of lead all game long. But Cowgirls have had a lot of 5-point leads, and they've just gone away like that. As we see East Mills gets the point. Sidney's 10 points away, folks, from moving on. East Mills, it's do or die time now. Payne puts it over. Goodman on the other side. Diving is Hutt. Dowling. Payne. She's got it down for a kill. And Caden Payne paints the corner just like a pitcher. And it's 16-11 now. Doesn't get much better than that. On the serve is Brumbaugh. It's going to go up and over. Back to Williams. Urban. Stop the run is Stokes. Graham's there, though. Getting it over is Dowling. It's going to be set this time to Brodigan. Dowling, it's going to be blocked right there by Brodigan, but Dowling's able to get it back up and over. Graham sets 2. Hayes is going to have to dive on the ground. Nice shot there by Graham to even keep it up, but East Mills gets the point. Puts the margin to 4 once again, and it's 16-12. Sidney still leads. On the serve here is Palmer. Sidney on the year, 31-8, had a good regular season, and obviously have had good postseason so far as they're still alive. Same goes for East Mills, but they recorded a record of 28-9. And Payne misfires on that one, and that's exactly what Sidney would want there, for East Mills to just unintentionally set Payne up. And she tried taking a whack at it and swung and missed. Goes into the net. It's 16-3 now. It's going to be set for redemption. Payne, she's got it. So no worries. Payne's like, happens to everybody. Everybody makes mistakes. But it's not about the mistake. It's about how you recover from it. And she does just that. 17-13 is your score now. Here's the serve from Dowling. It's going to be set there to Williams. Goes over to Hutt. Dowling pushes it back over the barrel. Krause is ready, though. Williams lays it up and over. Dowling cross set to Hayes, and she's got it down for a kill. We've got another Cowgirl 5-point lead. 7 points away. On the serve is Dowling. Dowling on the year. 95.6 serve efficiency rating. That one will be successful as well. Goodman over to Williams. Hutt keeps it alive. Dowling just going to have to volley it over. It's a pretty good one. Stokes is there, though. Brumbaugh, Dowling, backs at Payne for the 6-point lead. She's got it. That's Sidney's first 6-point lead of the night. They lead 19-13. And we've got a timeout by East Mills. East Mills facing some adversity here. They've got to bounce back now, or they're going home. Sidney looking to move on. 19-13 is your score. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back, folks. 19-13 is your score. Dowling's on the serve. East Mills calling a timeout to try to bounce back, and that's what they do coming out of the gate strong. 19-14 is your score now. On behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, We are presenting you the regional final between East Mills and Sidney. On the serve is going to be Viner. It goes up and over back to Brumbaugh. Dowling, Payne, and she doesn't have it. But from the back row is going to be Palmer, just having to get it over. That's Hutt. Dowling sets Payne with the strike, and she's got it. 20-14. On the serve is going to be Hutt. Payne checks out. Sidney leads by 6 once again. And they're 5 points away from taking set 3. And walking out of here with the win. Brumbaugh, Dowling, and Sheldon. Urban's going to set over to Williams, and it's in the net. Williams got it right where she wanted it. And Sidney's now out to a 7-point lead. 4 points away. And that gut-wrenching feeling's got to be creeping in there to East Mills. Do or die time. Goodman pushes it over. I got to stay calm now. But there's not much you can do there when Annika Hayes up high and down hard. 22-14 is your score in set 3. Dowling is on the serve. Williams pushes it over, and Sheldon just tries to tip it over, but she mistimed it. Wasn't looking at the ball. She couldn't, and it's 22-15 now. It's going to be set this time over to Williams, and she's got it down for the kill, so East Mills not going away quite yet. 22-16 is your score. On the serve is going to be Goodman. It goes up and over, back to libero Hutt. Dowling sets Hayes. Needed that one, and she got it. Annika Hayes with authority, 23-16. And this is not looking good for East Mills. Sidney is now 2 points away from sweeping East Mills. Foster, Dowling, and Sheldon. And it's going to bounce off the hoop, and that's going to be called for a replay as the hoop acted as interference there. And there's some talks right now as the scorekeeper had it wrong, but hoop acted as interference, which does call for a replay. So East Mills escapes there because Hayes had a really good strike. But good things will happen no matter what. Sidney gets the ace. It's 24-16 now. They're 1 point away from sweeping East Mills. Foster's going to be one on the serve. Dowling's out there, Hutt's out there, Brumbaugh, Sheldon, and Haining. Is this it? Goodman keeps it alive for now. Williams will just have to get it over. Brumbaugh, is this the dagger? No, not yet. Brumbaugh's going to push it over, though. Williams, Urban, Williams is going to get it. She puts it down for the kill. And silences the Sidney crowd for now. So Sidney will not end things out here on a serve unless we get to a win-by-2 scenario. The ball is going to rest on the hands of number 3, Emily Williams. She will be the server. And it goes up and over. Dowling keeps it up. Sheldon puts it over. There's Goodman. Set 2. Davis. Dowling's there, but it's not going to be enough. So 24-18 is your score now. Sidney still 1 point away. But East Mills not done yet. There's the serve. It's going to go over to Brumbaugh for the win. No! And Sidney's getting a little too ahead of themselves, I think, here. They just got to settle in and do what they've been doing. It's been working, obviously. You've won 2 out of the 2 sets completed so far. And you're 1 point away from getting the sweep. Can they do it on this? Haining! Not yet. Urban puts it over. There's Libero Hutt. Dowling's going to catch the defense off guard. Williams is there, though, keeping it alive. Davis lays it up and over. Foster, Dowling, Haining for the win. She's got it. Addie Haining ends it. And Sidney's going to Atlantic, folks. The triumph of victory and the heartbreak of the defeat, as you can see on both sides of the court. Sidney's moving on. And in terms of the performance from Sidney, you couldn't ask for a better one. They came out and made it known that, hey, we're not going home quite yet. Walking out with the victory, they will take on the winner of Ankeny Christian and Tri-Center. Game will be held in Atlantic, and that will be held on the 26th. Not exactly sure if we're going to take the live stream yet. I can't give you the definitive answer on that, but assuming that we're not, I want to thank you all for listening to me for the last couple years. As I'm a senior, this will be my last volleyball game if we don't take the live stream. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and it means a lot. Unfortunately, you guys had to put up with me for one more game, maybe one more, we'll see. But Sidney walks out with a victory in set 3, 25-19. So thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show that the girls put on here and the commentary I provided and the video quality you watched it through. On behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, have a good night.